The frosting slid down my shirt like melting snow. Her scream still echoed in my ears. You weren't invited, only family. The room had laughed. Every face I'd smiled at, every hand I'd shaken at that wedding, twisted into one single expression: ridicule. Even my wife's, especially hers. I didn't shout, didn't defend myself. I just turned, slow and deliberate, the way one turns off a light before walking into permanent darkness. Outside, the cold air was a relief. It stripped away the heat of shame, the noise, the eyes. But hours later, past midnight, when the city slept under its own guilt, I came back. The reception hall was empty now, chairs stacked, candles half burned. Only the faint scent of sugar and perfume remained. I stood where she'd thrown the cake. There was still a stain, white and mocking, on the floor. And that's when I saw it. A phone, my wife's, left behind on the corner table, screen cracked, light still flickering. New message on the lock screen: don't forget to delete our photos before he sees them. The name beneath it? My sister-in-law. The silence was surgical. I stood in it, dissecting everything that had ever felt real. Their laughter, their glances, the way my wife had defended her sister, always a little too quickly. Pieces clicked together like bones being set in place. At home, she was asleep when I returned, hand resting where her ring used to sit. She'd taken it off for the wedding, she said. It didn't match the dress. I watched her breathing. Even. Steady. The rhythm of someone who believed they'd gotten away with something. My chest was hollow, but my thoughts were sharp. No confrontation, not yet. Truth is a weapon that dulls when used too early. So I smiled the next morning, made her coffee, kissed her forehead. She didn't even flinch. The plan began quietly, beneath the calm. The next week, I became a shadow in my own life. Phone records first, her number, her sister's, a pattern of late-night calls, longer than any siblings should have. Then hotel receipts under her name, business conferences that never existed. Every detail logged, every lie cataloged. I didn't rage, I studied. When she laughed with her sister over dinner, I watched their hands, how they touched the same glass, how they looked away at the same time. They thought they were careful. They weren't. I started recording, voice memos, fragments of whispered calls. Once, I caught her murmuring, "He'll never find out." The sister's voice replying, "Then we're safe." Safe. That word echoed inside me for days. I slept beside her each night, memorizing the sound of deceit. And in the morning, I said I loved her, because love, in its cruelest form, is patience, the kind that waits for a confession that never comes. It arrived 2 weeks later, a simple envelope, white and unmarked. Inside, photographs. Her sister, hotel room. I stared at them until my pulse steadied. Then I placed them in a clean folder. That evening, during dinner, I asked her calmly, "Do you ever feel guilty about lying?" She froze mid-bite. Her eyes flickered, once, to the phone on the counter. "About what?" "Anything," I said. "Just wondering." She smiled, forced and trembling. "You're being strange tonight." I handed her the folder. She opened it. The color left her face instantly. Her lips parted, but no sound came. Only breath, short, shallow. I watched her try to explain, try to rewrite reality. But lies are useless when the truth is already documented. She called her sister. I listened from the hallway. "He knows," she whispered, voice shaking. Her sister's voice came through the speaker, nervous, sharp. "Delete everything. He won't do anything. He's too calm." She was right. I did nothing. No shouting, no violence, just quiet precision. The next morning, both their phones were backed up, to my drive. Every photo, message, voice note. By noon, copies had been sent to their parents, their friends, the entire family group chat. No words from me, no explanations, only evidence. Within an hour, I was gone. I watched the house shrink in the rearview mirror, like a bad memory turning into distance. Her calls came first, then messages, then silence. The last message read, "You'd destroyed everything." I stared at it until the screen dimmed. Then I laughed, quietly, almost kindly, because she was wrong. I hadn't destroyed anything. I'd simply revealed what was already broken. The night was still, the road endless. I rolled down the window, let the air erase the scent of her perfume. There's a peace that comes after betrayal. Not joy, not relief, just stillness. A kind of death that feels almost like freedom. I whispered once to no one, "Family," and smiled, because for the first time I finally knew what that word didn't mean.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.